Good morning, Ms. Sillo.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, Chair. Morning, Commissioners.
Thank you. I've forgotten which files we had in front of us.
Okay,
Do you want to quickly assist, please?
I shall
you.
definitely. It would be, at least for the morning session, Commissioner Mkhwanazi's supplementary statement, Magagula's file 2 of 3, and the exhibit bundle.
This one.
Magagula 2 and 3. 2 of
2
3.
of 3, yes.
It looks like I'm quicker to the draw than my co-commissioners.
Definitely could learn a thing or two from you, Chair. And I think Commissioner Mkhwanazi is also sorted out. You've got your files before you. Thank you, Chair. Before we start, I've been requested to place on record and to address the issue of the witness who was due to appear today, Mr. Karim. Mr. Charles Carson advised that Mr. Karim is still in hospital. Mr. Charles Carson, has been in communication with Mr. Karim's legal representatives. And as things stand, Mr. Charles Carson wants to stand him down to the 29th of April this year, and to the extent that he's able to appear, I would believe to Mr. Charles Carson, and then he can pick it up from there to deal with the formalities.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Having disposed of that issue, then we can get back to Mr. Mkhwanazi, Commissioner Mkhwanazi, and his testimony. Commissioner Mkhwanazi, just to orientate you, Yesterday, when we parted, we were dealing with paragraph 5 of your supplementary statement. So if you could pull out the file with your supplementary statement and go to page 5. And if you are there, I would like you to also open up the exhibit bundle. You recall yesterday we dealt with Constable Stoll's statement in this precious stones matter.
Yes, I recall.
And we also dealt with Constable McKenzie's statement. You recall that?
Yes, yes.
And then when we parted, we had just considered the entry made at the Rosebank police station.
Yes, I recall.
So I would like to pick it up from there. And if I could then invite you to Ms. Stoll's, Constable Stoll's statement, which is CJC 160 159, let's go to 159, that's her statement. It starts at 133, but that is the standard form. Her actual statement is to be found at 145.
Is it 145?
145, sir.
I'm on it.
Thank you. And at 145, we know from Warrant Officer Mulauti's statement, affidavit, that only Constable McKenzie and Constable Leigh-Stols filled in the OB book, recording their presence in Rosebank. You recall that?
Yes.
Do you want me to take you there?
No, I recall.
Okay. And now, when we're getting back to Constable Leigh-Stols' statement, she says at paragraph 3, technically, we went to Rosebank SAPS and informed them that we're working in the area. You see that?
Yes, yes.
Now, I want us to skip to the next paragraph. We knocked at the door, and a white male opened the door. We informed him who we were, and he invited us inside his residence. Now, I suggest that the we she is referencing is herself and Constable McKenzie. Would you have a challenge with that interpretation?
No.
Okay. Then if you look at the next paragraph, in the presence of the male, they searched. And like we indicated yesterday, during the search, there appears not to be anyone from JMPD or from the Gauteng Traffic Department or any other law enforcement entity. Do you confirm that?
Yes, as we discussed yesterday.
Yes. And if you go at 146, and I think Commissioner Baloyi pointed this out to you, the second paragraph of 146, it reads, I called the JMPD officer and gave the phone to the white male. Do you see where I'm reading?
Yes, second paragraph.
The white male, yes. The white male spoke to the JMPD officer as well as another person who was with the JMPD officer. Okay? So that tells you that the JMPD officer is not in the room during the search. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
And if we skip the following paragraph and go to the penultimate one, she states, we left the flat and met with the JMPD officer and gave her the SAP 299 and rocks, and we left. So she said they left the flat, meaning, as I understand, at least herself and Constable McKenzie, and met with the JMPD officer, suggesting outside the flat. You accept that?
Yes.
And in fact, I would like to refer you to page 168 of the same file. And to see if you can confirm the persons in that picture.
It's Officer McKenzie, Officer Kersha, I think it's Aiden and the white male.
Okay. Now we do understand, and I think Mr. Magagula testified to this, and he identified them the way you just did. Constable Leigh-Stols, Constable McKenzie, and Etienne van der Walt. And Etienne van der Walt is said to be the person with his back to the camera. And the white gentleman in a red top is the owner of the flat. That's how you understand it as well. Is that how you understand it? Now,
Please don't nod. Please answer.
Oh, I've said yes.
Oh,
Okay. Humble
okay,
apologies.
I'm very
so
sorry.
I too didn't hear the answer.
very
Thank you,
sorry.
Chair. Now, this is actually confirmed by the gentleman's partner, and for that, I ask us to go to Magagula Annexures, that file.
When you say gentleman's part, are you saying this gentleman's or the owner of the property part?
When I say the gentleman, the owner of the property, the gentleman in red,
thank
wearing
you.
a red top.
Oh, thank you.
So, oh, sorry, TLM 3, page 308. If you have located it, that
308, yes.
Yes, 308. That is the partner of the owner of the flat. And if we go to, let's take it from paragraph 3. She says, on or about 11 February 2023, I heard my roommate names him in the hallway of our apartment with talking to other people. I thereafter saw, I can mention his name because he actually has made a formal claim to Ekurhuleni, and he's identified as such, Peter Prinsloo. So at paragraph 4, she says, I thereafter saw Peter Prinsloo talking to 3 individuals. 2 of the individuals were in Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality Police Department uniform, who I later found out were Constable Kersha Leigh-Stols and Constable McKenzie. So the female officer and the male officer respectively.
Sorry?
Yes, sir.
The files. Yes, yes.
Yeah, you are at 308. I was reading at paragraph 4.
Yes.
And she confirms that when she went into that part of the flat, she saw her partner, Peter Prinsloo, talking to 3 individuals. Then she proceeds to identify them. 2 of them were in EMPD uniform, and a female and a male, and she identifies them as, she says, I later found out they were Constable Kersha Leigh-Stols and another constable, McKenzie, the male one. Then she says, and they were with another white male in plain clothes. The plainclothes officer claimed to be from the Special Crimes Task Force. Do you see that?
I see.
Now, if we go to page of the same file, 298, and at 298, you should find an undated statement, and it's a statement by Etienne van der Walt. And he states from paragraph 2, on the day in question, February 2023, I, as with Constable Stols and Constable McKenzie, as we were going to go do patrols for truck that had been stolen or used in theft of trailers. I guess he meant he was with. We were en route to our first truck stop when Constable Stols received a call. Constable Stols informed me that a JMPD officer had requested assistance in Rosebank and asked if I could accompany them quickly. And then we would continue to do the patrols of the truck stops when we were done. We met with the JMPD officer who informed Constable Stols and Constable McKenzie of the help she needed. We then proceeded to Rosebank SAPS, where I stayed in the vehicle. He says, next paragraph, we left SAPS and went to a flat complex. We walked inside as security did not allow us in with the vehicles. Then Constable Stols and Constable McKenzie spoke to the building manager and went to the flat of the white male. On entering the flat, the white male and Constable McKenzie and Constable Stols went to the bedroom. Next paragraph, I stayed in the lounge area talking to the girlfriend of the white male. Then she informed me that her boyfriend was a gem dealer. We can skip that part about their conversation. I would invite you to the following paragraph where he states, Constable Stols and Constable McKenzie came into the lounge after putting brown boxes on the floor in the entrance hall. Then the penultimate paragraph, that's what I'm going to skip to. No, in fact, let me not. That same paragraph, Constable Stols and Constable McKenzie were speaking to the white male about what they found. At the point, Constable Stols called the JMPD officer and gave the phone to the white man. He was speaking to her and then another person when he became very upset and ended the call. Next paragraph. After a while, we left with the boxes and Constable Stols giving the male an SAP seizure form. We met with the JMPD after, and Constable Stols and McKenzie handed JMPD officer the SAP seizure form and rocks. Do you see that? Now,
It's the second last paragraph, ne?
The second last paragraph, yes, that's the last one I just read.
Oh, yes. I think I'm with you, yes.
Now, you remember we looked at the statement of the Mr. Prinsloo's partner, and she speaks of 3 people.
Yes.
We projected the image pictures from the flat, and there were 3 people, and you correctly identified them. And the third person, who's not an EMPD member, is Etienne van der Walt, and that's his statement that we've just read. So, on everybody's version, there were only 3 people who went into the house for the search and seizure of the items. Are you willing to accept that? And we know that those people now were Constable Stols, Constable McKenzie, and Mr. Etienne van der Walt.
Yes, I accepted.
You have accepted that?
Yes.
So there was no JMPD officer?
No.
There was no official from Gauteng or any of its law enforcement in the house?
Yes, I accepted that.
Okay.
I accept.
And that, therefore, are you willing to accept that whatever you term this exercise, it was not a joint operation? This was an operation by EMPD officers with the assistance of Mr. Etienne van der Walt?
Yes, no, I accepted yesterday.
Okay. Now, but no. I don't know if you didn't accept that it was not a joint operation. I'm asking about the joint operation now. Do you accept that?
Yes.
At least, based on the version of these witnesses, it cannot be termed a joint operation.
It's 4 versions now. Yes.
Say that?
I'm saying it's 4 versions now, yes.
Okay, we'll get to the number of versions. So it's not a joint operation. It's an EMPD. I won't even call it an EMPD operation, it's unfair, but it's conducted by 2 EMPD officials and a civilian in the form of Mr. van der Walt only. Correct?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Were you aware, did you become aware at any point that that is actually what happened in that flat? Did you ever become aware of the people who were inside the flat conducting this operation?
Yes.
Who did you know to have been in the flat?
I communicated with, remember I've said I communicated with Officer McKenzie.
Yes.
Yes, he mentioned that they are still inside communicating or interrogating the suspect.
Yes, you did say in your statement. Now, who did you understand the they to be when he said they are still inside interrogating?
Oh, in that time I didn't ask who are they, but they've said they are still busy interrogating. But I became aware, this is not for the first time to see these photos. When I saw the photos again from Makakula, you see, he showed, then I became aware. And after the communication with them that they were inside, we were there, we were, before Makakula, they communicated with me. It's just that I won't have a specific date that inside they were there. It was EMPD inside.
EMPD itself. When did you become aware of this?
I won't remember.
No, just estimate.
When did this take place? March 2023.
Yeah, this is March 20.
I think all activities, I became aware after my suspension when I came back because I was starting to ask many questions.
Yes, you came back.
Let me say early 2023 or 2023.
Yes, because you were suspended in February of 23 and then reinstated in May of 23.
In May, yes, end of May. It was 3 months suspension.
So by then you knew that it's these three people who conducted that operation?
According to me, because I communicated with, I nearly said Kuzus, it's his nickname, with Masego, then I communicated with them, but inside the building, they confirmed that it was them inside the building.
So when you wrote your latest statement that we looked at, the one that you prepared in 2026, why do you still persist with the notion that this was a joint operation when by then you knew the only people in that flat conducting this so-called raid were your 2 EMPD officers and a civilian?
I still confirm that I communicated with Masego. I even went with Masego. You see, that's why I said yesterday it was ill discipline when when Commissioner was asking